Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Voodoo Sports Analysis. Today's episode of Today in Sports. It's a new series I'm starting on my own channel, so I'm going to upload a lot more videos like this in the future. Not good with intros, so let's just dive right into it. A lot of sports updates today. Lots of news to talk about. First and foremost, Tyreek Hill. Really brutal injury to Tyreek Hill last night. It's going to take him out for the remainder of the season, just less than a day after we lose Malik Neighbors to a torn ACL. We lose Tyreek Hill. So praise Tyreek Hill. He's going under surgery today. We pray that he will get better and that he will be back in the NFL, hopefully as soon as next season. He's out for us this season. So prayers Tyreek Hill. Hopefully we'll see you back soon. But lots of headlines to get to today. Lots of big news to talk about. We're going to start off with the news that was recently announced. We're going to start off with the WWE news. WWE officially made the poster and the headline: John Cena's final career fight will be on Saturday, December 13th in Washington, D.C. during Saturday night's main event. It will be John Cena's final career fight in the legendary career of the greatest of all time, John Cena. So, we can speculate a lot about who he's going to fight. We know he's going to have a match with AJ Styles at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia, coming up just around the corner. So, that's going to be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to that one. We could see John Cena look to get redemption on his loss to Brock Lesnar. We could see the final boss return. Who knows? But Cena's last fight's date is official. Saturday, December 13th in DC during Saturday night's main event. I know a lot of people are hesitant about the fight being on Saturday night's main event due to it being an event littered with commercials. It's going to be WWE's last event on Peacock, to my understanding, so that'll be an interesting send-off for Peacock now that they're officially on ESPN. But yeah, John Cena's last fight will be on Saturday, December 13th. Also, let's get to the NHL news, as there was a massive signing done today in the NHL by the Minnesota Wild. Kirill Kaprizov signed an 8-year, $136 million extension with a $17 million AAV, if I am not mistaken. Let me just look this up real quick. Yes, $17 million AAV. It will go down as the richest contract in NHL history. So Kirill Kaprizov gets a lot richer, and the Minnesota Wild are able to keep their face the franchise around for another 8 years. Now, there's a lot more on the surface to this than just Kirill Kaprizov signing an 8-year contract extension and him staying in Minnesota for another 8 years. It's going to have major implications on future contract signings as well. Zach Werenski only has 2 years left in his deal. The Oilers got to bring, I believe, Draisaitl back after this year, and the next year Connor McDavid. There's a lot of superstars that are going to hit the open market within the next couple of years to come. And seeing how much money Kirill Kaprizov just made and how much NHL salary has really been going up the last few years, we're going to see a lot more players get a whole lot richer. Sorry for this sound my dog just made. It's puppy stuff, but it's going to be inflating contracts a lot more going into the future. This is the last year that teams can sign players to an 8-year contract extension, so we could see more players sign to 8-year deals. I'm hoping my Blue Jackets sign Fantilli to the 8-year deal that he absolutely deserves, and I think everybody wants him to sign. But this is definitely a major move, not just for the Minnesota Wild bringing back their leader, but it will also be a big move as far as how player signings in the future will look like and how much more money players in the NHL will be making just around the corner. Also, the MLB wildcard round starts today. Within just a few minutes of me recording this, it's currently 1:08 p.m. on Tuesday, September 30th. The Guardians vs. Tigers game in Cleveland. The first game of the wildcard will be starting here in just a few moments. After that, we have Cubs vs. Padres in Chicago. Red Sox vs. Yankees in New York, and we end the day with the Reds against the Dodgers in Los Angeles. I'm a Reds fan, as you see. Go Reds, baby. We're going to upset the Dodgers. No, we're not, but, big wildcard games today. What's going to be a fun postseason that I'm really excited to watch. First of all, laugh at Mets fans. Ha ha ha, y'all suck. But, another postseason without the Mets. Feels great. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do my World Series prediction really quick. I'm going to predict who's going to win each series, as well as what that's going to lead to going to the World Series. So, The winner of the Guardians vs. Tigers series will go on to face the Seattle Mariners in Seattle. Or no, they'll face the Blue Jays, sorry. They'll face the Blue Jays. And then the winner of the Red Sox-Yankees series will face on the Mariners in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to do myself a favor and just look at the bracket real quick. 1 second. Let me pull it up. I know, improv show. Ain't it great? Let me make sure. Okay, so, correction. The Blue Jays, not the Blue Jays, the Guardians vs. Tigers series will face the Mariners in a 5-game set starting in Seattle. The winner of the Red Sox-Yankees series will face the Blue Jays, so it's going to be an American League, an AL East NLDS matchup no matter what. The winner of the Reds vs. Dodgers series will take on the Phillies starting in Philadelphia, and the winner of the Cubs vs. Padres series will take on the Brewers in Milwaukee. So, with that in mind, let's go down who's going to win each series. Guardians vs. Tigers, I got the Guards. I just feel like other than Scooble starting in Game 1, I think the Tigers win Game 1, but I got the Guardians winning this series because Scooble has pitched phenomenal against the Guardians in his career. But the Guardians have often had the way of the Tigers this year. There's a reason the Guardians are in the playoffs. It's because of how well they matched up against Detroit, giving the Guardians in that series. Padres vs. Cubs. Kudos to the Cubs for getting back to the postseason, but right now, simply put, I just think this Padres team has too much talent on offense, and the Cubs pitching staff will just not be able to keep up. Most likely, this will be the last year we see Kyle Tucker in a Cubs uniform. I think is going to go to the Dodgers of the offseason, but give me the Padres to go face the Brewers in Milwaukee. And the Guardians will take on the Mariners. Red Sox versus Yankees. This is going to be, pardon my language, a shit show. It's going to be wild. Rivalry. Once again, the Red Sox and the Yankees facing each other in the playoffs. But right now, kudos to the Red Sox for getting here. They've looked really good all year, but simply put, if Aaron Judge can just get the bat going in the postseason with all that talent the Yankees have, I just don't see a possible way for the Red Sox to win that series. I'm going to go with the Yankees to win that game. To win that series, the Yankees will take on the Blue Jays. And the Reds versus Dodgers. I love my Reds. I'm hoping that they'll be able to win at least one game in this series, but simply put, the Dodgers are way, way, way too talented to be a wildcard team. Dodgers will win that series. And they will go on to face the Phillies, sorry. That will make some really good matchups for next round, however. Let me just hold the bracket back up real quick. One second. I'm looking at this one because it looks a little weird because it's the MLB The Show's postseason simulation, but who cares? So that means next round it would be Guardians and Mariners. I have the Mariners are my World Series pick in the American League side. The American League, I just feel like is so weak this year, but I feel like the Mariners, with adding Suarez at the deadline, their pitching that they have that could get hot, the offense can just somewhat keep up with the other teams. I think the Mariners are by far the best team, the most competitive team in the American League, so I'm going to go with the Mariners to make the World Series. On the American League side, the NL side, I think this is the Phillies' year. The Brewers ended the season really cold. I think right now the Phillies are just a little bit better than the Dodgers. They're more consistent, I think. So I'm going to go with the Phillies to make the World Series. In the National League side, it will mean Mariners versus Phillies in the World Series. It's going to be a great matchup. But right now, I do firmly believe that this is just the Phillies' year. I think with the man talent that they have, the way that they've played all season, if Bryce can just get the bat going in the playoffs and the pitching can keep up, I just think the Phillies are such a dangerous team that was built for success in October. I'm going to go with the Phillies. I'm putting on the Guards game right now. Oh, the Tigers are already up at the time I'm watching this. So yeah, Guardians, the Tigers are up on the Guardians right now. Riley Green's up the bat. But yeah, I'm going to go. I still think the Guards win this series. But yeah, Phillies versus Mariners World Series, and then we will see Phillies win. In my opinion, if you have any other opinions on that, let me know in the comments, as well as any other point I've made in this video. If you want to make a comment on it, let me know in the comments. There's got to be this one thing to talk about, right? Let me see here. I think that'll be all. UFC is this weekend. I'll talk about UFC. I know eventually I'm going to make a video talking about WrestlePalooza and the disaster that was for ESPN. It's maybe talk about some of the injuries the NFL's had right now. And maybe, is it time for the Browns to start Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel? I mean, the Browns' offense has looked mediocre. Like, Judkins has been the only good part of their offense, and a lot of it's because they just haven't been able to get the ball moved in the air. Maybe it is time to start one of the rookie quarterbacks, Gabriel or Shador. But I'll talk about those in other videos. So until then, thank you for joining me on today's episode of Today in Sports. Today is Tuesday, September 30th. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Let's enjoy some baseball.